feeling like a loser. So, got to get slightly deeper here, people. As I swear, there's a happy point at the end of this. So, for long periods of my life, I definitely felt that I was lacking something, and this was especially noticeable when I went out to places like bars, to clubs, even out to just general places where people would congregate, sporting events, shopping centers, things like that. And I'd always kind of see my peers, as in people my own age, usually in like groups of mixed guys, mixed girls, maybe even just a group of guys, group of girls. And I would always kind of, when I would see them, it would make me feel bad in many a way. And I'd look at them and I'd go like I don't have that. I'm lacking something, because I've never had a mixed group of friends, from, I don't think even in primary school I was. There's a story my dad once told me about how the cul-de-sac I used to live in would get lots of guys. It was kids all around kind of same age. I was probably the youngest of the bunch. This was really before a lot of tech and phones and things, so we'd all just hang out in the cul-de-sac.
Yep.
And there was this girl, Laura, who was a year older or younger than me, and she went to the same primary school that I went to. And Dad said one day she saw me playing around there, and he heard this secondhand from a teacher or someone who was watching, was that she came up and gave me a hug. And now I was probably 8 years old, so she was either 7 or 9. And apparently I just went frozen stiff, like not sure what to do, super uncomfortable. And so that was, I guess, from that age and probably earlier, that's kind of always how I reacted around girls and women. I was always like a little bit on tenterhooks, not super comfortable. And I think that reflected in my friend choices. So I never had a mixed group of friends in primary school, in high school, in university. Never. And even though I had a friend group, which is, you and a bunch of friends that we mention here relatively often, and this being from high school, it was always, I think it was a friendship somewhat for me out of comfort in many ways. And so it definitely wasn't a friend group that pushed me to the limits of, hey, Kyron, let's go out and hit on girls or do something really uncomfortable. Let's go out and, mix with this other group. Whenever we would go out, but we'd always stay cloistered. It'd be very, very rare that one of us would branch out and talk to anyone else outside of our group, or it would be a random guy or a random girl who would come in and maybe talk to one of us, but it was never initiated on our point. And I think that was it hurt me. It hurt me when I would see other people and I'd be like, man, there's something wrong with me. Why can't I be like that? Why haven't I got that? And I think that it kind of played in the back of my mind for a long time, and it was just a festering thing. It was kind of like a little pin poke every now and then when I'd see that. I wouldn't dwell on it for ages, but neither did I put in place things to try and create new friends or find a new friend group or anything like that. Anyway, this past year, and in particular this Christmas period, it's been kind of cathartic in a way. Because I've had, over the last year or two, I've kind of found like another friend group, this being my handstand friends, which is a mixed group. There's kind of like 7, 8 of us, half guys, half girls. And, we do things which I have never particularly done before. We had a house party the other day and we all came over and exchanged Christmas gifts. I haven't even done that with you guys, and we've known each other for getting on 17 years now. And another one, even though it's slightly different, was we went to Brewdog the other day in Murray. Just imagine a brewery for those at home, with casual setting, little lights and stuff, some music. And we had a dinner there. 10 of us, 11 of us came along, and it was really nice because we had some friends who were flying up from Canberra and down from the Cairns, Mackay area. And it was one of those ones where you'd chat with someone for a bit and then you'd realize you haven't talked to someone else, so you'd go over here, and so we're all kind of switching around. we did that for 2.5, 3 hours. And then at the end of the evening, you know, we were all just kind of hanging outside, and it takes fucking forever to say goodbye. We walked outside, and then 15 minutes later is when
Still
we
saying
finally,
goodbye, yeah.
still saying goodbye. And even that, I think, it felt different in a way, because it didn't feel like it was out of comfort anymore that we're hanging out. It was because, you know, it was actually hard to get everyone together. I had to kind of scrape and be like, Vipin, come at this time, you fucking don't try and weasel out of this, no maybes. And it was really nice because it wasn't out of comfort like it kind of used to feel for me. So I was wondering, and this, yeah, just for me has been like, man, I'm kind of normal now. Like if I look at other people, I'm like, yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
I don't need that anymore. I've already fucking got that. Yeah, I'm the best.